Gillette Public Access Television presents North by Northeast, a news magazine about Northeast Wyoming.
Welcome to North by Northeast. I'm one of the hosts, Joe Lunny, and I'm joined by Gino Palazzari and Jeremy Harder, the co-hosts of this program. The purpose of this program is to highlight the communities, people, and events that take place in Northeast Wyoming. I'll be focusing on energy and industry, as well as local programs hosted by cities and towns in the area.
In this episode, we'll see what's happening at the Campbell County Fair.
Take a trip to the Aladdin Cafe and go to Moorcroft High School to meet a student that won a very unique contest.
I talked with State Senator Michael Von Flatern about the state's highway transportation system. Also, I'll bring you the community calendar, which focuses on events happening in the region.
And now, North by Northeast.
We're here with Bobby Joe Heald and Dave Slattery, and they're with the Campbell County Fair. Dave, why don't you tell us, what does it take to put a county fair on?
It takes a lot of hard work and the people to do it, volunteers, a great board, a great fair manager, and the work with Camplex, and just a lot of extra people putting 110% in for 9 months, 10 months out of the year, and then it's all for 1 week. We smash this all into 1 week, and it's something else to see what we can do in 1 week.
What are some of the events unique to this year's fair?
On the free stage, it's free to the public. We have a lot of things going on in the plaza this year at the fair, and something new that's coming this year is dock dogs, and everybody can bring their dogs out and take a test run, and the dogs run down the ramp and jump in the water, and the furthest who wins, they are in tournaments, different heats, so you can come out and bring your dog and see how good they are at the challenge of jumping off the dock.
Yeah, and then we also got the Rocky Mountain pullers. It's the big tractor pullers, the ones with the 5 engines on them, and most of them are jet engines. But there's 22, I believe, of those. Don't quote me on that, but there's 22 of those or so coming. And we haven't had them here since Bobby and I were kids. I was probably about 8 years old.
And then how about some of the musical entertainment? What's happening this year with that?
Our theme is kind of went around rocking the stock. So we brought back some bands from, I don't mean to make us sound old, but our day. But Hairball is one of them. They do Prince, AC/DC, all the rock stuff, that people have
from the 1980s.
Heard past, years and stuff. And then we also have John Dunnigan and Kelly McDonald. They'll be in the free stage. And
the Alley Cats is a 4-man a cappella group, but they'll be on the they'll be on the free stage as well. So they'll be rotating throughout the days, starting Thursday, the 31st through August 3rd. All the plaza free stage entertainment will kick off on the 31st. So.
Okay. And then how about some of the livestock shows that are going to be happening? What's going to be going on there?
Well, we have the pig show, which is on Friday, and that kind of kicks off the big animals. Saturday will be our beef show, and Sunday would be the sheep show. And then we also have the goat show, which is Thursday night, and then we have the dairy show, which is Wednesday evening. So I mean, there's stuff going on all week, and then we also have the horse show, which starts Monday morning and rolls into Tuesday. It's about half of Tuesday. So.
Can I also mention we've got a great act coming back this year, the Knights of Valor. Full Metal Jousting will be joining us again this year on Friday, August 1st, and then on Saturday, August 1st, we'd like to invite everybody or August 2nd, excuse me, Saturday, August 2nd, everybody come out for a free 90-minute jousting tournament that they'll be doing with 8 knights, so it's joust until the last one's standing.
Any contests or anything like that for people to enter while they're here?
There is. On Saturday morning, it's our first annual Campbell County Mudder. It's an obstacle course, and anybody that knows about them, I guess, is...
So it's a mud run?
Pretty much a mud run.
All right.
Yeah, and this is we can't call it a true mudder for the namesake, but it's just we're going to call it the Campbell County Mudder, and whoever wants to come out enter up.
Play in the mud.
Oh, it's going to be. We have some pretty good obstacles for them. I'm not going to go into detail, but you'll have to come out and see because it is going to be fun.
I'd like to let everybody know Camplex isn't a gated ground, so everything's free to the public that's on the free stage in the plaza area and everything, except the ticketed events, which are in Morningside. So everything's free to the public to come out and enjoy during Campbell County Fair.
And even the shows at Morningside, you'll be able to hear them out here.
Yeah,
very much. Yes.
True story.
Yeah. We also have the rodeo going on Wednesday and Thursday night. It's, like I said, $10 ticket, get in the rodeo. And we got some really good stock coming. 2013 Clown of the Year, BRCA Clown of the Year. He'll be here. Keith Isley is his name, so it will be a great show.
And of course, you guys are always looking for volunteers, right?
Very much so. Very much so.
So if you're interested in volunteering, just call the fair office.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, go ahead.
I would like to say a big thank you. It takes all the people that we have to make the fair work, and a big thank you goes out to the Campbell County Commissioners, the Camplex staff, Gillette Physical Therapy for being partners with us on the Campbell County Mutter this year. We've got a great team. We enjoy putting on the fair, and we hope everybody comes out and enjoys everything that we put together.
All right, Bobby, Joe, Dave, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coming up on North by Northeast, an interview with State Senator Michael Von Flatern. North by Northeast is dedicated to promoting the industries of Northeast Wyoming. To kick off our first installment, Joe Lunny traveled to Basin Electric's Dry Fork Station to interview General Manager Tom Stalcup.
Dry Fork Station is a coal-fired power plant. We went commercial in November of 2011. We started construction in 2007. In here, we burn Dry Fork coal. We're mine mouth, so we have no freight. We dump the coal right from the pit, right onto a conveyor belt that comes into the plant. We pulverize the coal, burn it in a furnace. It makes steam. We turn a turbine, which turns a generator when we make electricity. We run at 385 megawatts. That's approximately enough for 300,000 homes every hour.
Those 300,000 people, are they all in Wyoming?
We're tied into the western grid. So yeah, a majority of it stays in Wyoming, but it can also go in the whole grid. The western grid is from like Rapid City. If you draw a line north and a line south, everything west of that, we're tied into that. So technically, the power can go into Colorado, up into Montana, over into Idaho.
Tell me a little bit about the importance of coal-fired electricity and power.
It provides stability, for one thing, because it's a very stable product. Coal-fired power plants are. And probably the primary thing is it's a low cost, particularly if you're mine mouth like we are. So we basically take it from the pit right into the plant, we burn it, and we make electricity. So over the long haul, it's stable and it's a low cost option for power generation.
I keep hearing Dry Fork's one of the cleanest coal burning plants in the country. Is it the cleanest, or tell me about why it's so important to have clean burning, low emission power?
In our case, we work with the state of Wyoming. That's where our air quality permit is, with the state of Wyoming. They have to take into account, as we do, what is the best available control technology for that period of time. And that's as you engineer and design your plant, you design it around that best available technology. And at the time we began permitting in 2005, 2006, You know, there was more and more technology that had been developed over the years, and we implemented that in our design.
And the Basin Electric Cooperative is your number one customer, or it's the customers, the members of the cooperative are your number one?
Yeah, the way it works is we're a generation and transmission cooperative. So all we do is we make the electricity and we transport it. Our member co-ops are the distribution co-ops. So like Powder River Energy Corp, they're one of our Class A members. So we provide them the generation and the transmission. We get it to their substations. They take it from their substations. They sell it to the end user. We don't sell it to the end user. We sell it to the 135 member co-ops.
So you're sort of the wholesaler.
We're the wholesaler.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So we serve a huge, it's 2.2 million customers.
Over.
So the way our model works, the way our model works is each local co-op has a board of directors that's elected by their members. So you and me, I'm a member of Powder River Energy Corp. I vote on the board members of Powder River Energy Corp. They have a board member on our board. So if you're not a board member on your local co-op, you can't be on the Basin Electric board. So it's really the owners, which is, you know, the rural America.
Right.
They elect a board, and they elect who's going to be on our board, and then we work for our board. We have a CEO, and that's a great business model. It works really well.
Keeps it simple.
It does. Really, it does.
It's county fair time. Here's a look at this week's community calendar. The Campbell County Fair will begin July 25th and go through August 4th at Camplex in Gillette. For more information, visit ccgov.net. Crook County Fair will begin on July 26th and end on August 3rd in Sundance. For more information, visit crookcofair.com. Then there's the Weston County Fair and Junior Rodeo starting July 26th and ending August 8th in Newcastle. Then it's the Johnson County Fair and Rodeo Week happening July 27th through August 3rd in Buffalo. The Sheridan County Fair will begin July 31st and run until August 4th. For more information, you can visit sharefair.com. And that's a look at this week's community calendar.
Have done. Why don't you tell
Later
us,
on North by Northeast.
So I won the Doodle for Google contest for Wyoming, state winner, and
There are a lot of pets throughout Northeast Wyoming that need new homes. In the region, we have a number of shelters that are working hard in finding new homes for these animals. In the coming weeks, we will be highlighting pets from these shelters, but first, here is the list of shelters and their contact information. First is the Laramie Peak Humane Society in Douglas. You can call them at 307-358-6475. Then there is the St. Francis Animal Shelter in Buffalo. You can contact them at 307-684-1738. The Sheridan Dog and Cat Shelter has many pets available for adoption. You can reach them at 307-674-7694. There's also the Herding Rescue Dogs of Wyoming in Sheridan that has dogs available for adoption. You can call them at 307-752-0812. You can adopt from the Weston County Humane Society in Newcastle as well. Their number is 307-746-9770. The City County Animal Shelter in Gillette has many pets available for adoption. You can contact them at 307-686-5249. You can also find all the pets available for adoption from these shelters on petfinder.com. So contact one of these shelters today and adopt a pet.
Welcome to the Aladdin Cafe, also known as Cindy B's Restaurant, here in Aladdin, Wyoming. We are sitting here with the famous Cindy B. And so, Cindy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Aladdin Cafe?
I was working for the chiropractor who had an office right next door for 11 years, and my niece had opened this back up, and I was helping her on my days off. Well, her children were small then, and it was too much away from home, so she asked me if I wanted to do it, and the doctor's office was going to move into Spearfish, and I didn't want to have to drive that far to work, so I said, yeah, I'll take it over, and I did the 1st of November, which was the beginning of hunting season.
Oh, that must have been, might have been a busy little time.
A rude awakening, yes. But it's been fun.
But you toughed it out, you stuck around?
I did. The lady that works over at the store was making pies for my niece, and she said she didn't want to make them anymore, and I begged her to bake them to get me through November, and I said, then I'll learn how. So it's been me ever since.
When did the Aladdin Cafe originally open?
It was in the late 1950s when they brought the building in, and the back room wasn't attached until the 1990s. You know, so it was just this little 3 tables. It was the Aladdin Cafe for many years.
What are the more popular items that you have on your menu?
Breakfast is usually really big, and it's everything. You know, it's sausage, bacon, you know, hash browns, all that. Lunch, the bacon patty melts, the BLTs, just burgers in general are very popular. Homemade fries.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And pie. A lot of pie.
Okay, yeah. You have to tell us about the pie. So the pie at one point in time had been made over at the general store, and now you took over that. So what is the pie? What's the $1,000 pie?
The $1,000 pie was they were having a fundraiser for the volunteer fire department.
Okay.
To raise money, and I donated a pie for him to sell. Well, the guy who bought it donated $1,000 to the fire department.
And afterwards, did he say that the pie was worth $1,000?
I don't know about that, but I hope he thought that.
What kind of pie was it?
It was a sour cream raisin.
Sour cream raisin pie. Is that on the menu today?
No, I have cherry and banana cream.
Okay, well we'll have to maybe give one of those a try in a little bit. And this is the official scooter stop, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Self-proclaimed, or are you actually...
I know a sign maker.
Oh, perfect. That's all you need.
Yep.
So I'm sure during the rally this place is
it's
pretty busy.
Crazy, yeah. But it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, so many nice people. And most of them aren't in a big hurry. They know when they hit the door that it might be a while before they get their food, but we try our best.
Aladdin is a little bit out of the way. It's not on a major interstate or a major highway, but what kind of customers do you get that are coming in here? Obviously you can't rely on just the locals to keep the place going.
In the wintertime it is mostly just the locals, but I've been getting, if the roads are good and the weather's decent, people from Belfouche and Spearfish and Hewlett and Sundance will come over.
So now it's become kind of a destination.
Yes. Yep.
Excellent.
And because it is so remote, it just about has to be a destination.
Yeah. What are some of the other attractions in the area, maybe that aren't as well known, that you would recommend?
The Tipple is just 1.5 miles down the road.
The Tipple?
Yes.
Okay.
It's old coal mining. They mine coal out of there. And they used donkeys to pull the trains, or the carts that they loaded the coal in and everything.
And then also in Aladdin, of course, is the general store. The general store has been around for 110 years or so?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still a fully functioning general store?
Yep. There's just no restrooms.
Oh.
They're outdoor.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no running water.
Oh, there's a surprise for you.
Yeah.
There is running water and restrooms inside Cindy B's, though.
Yes.
There's a sign out there that says the town's for sale.
Yes.
Is what's going to happen when, if and when that occurs?
Well, my sister and her husband still own the cafe, or I own the business, but they own the building.
Okay.
And the motel, and that's up for sale too. But
okay.
She put on there long-term leasee, so hopefully I'll keep my job if somebody else takes over.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I think what we're going to do next, I think we're going to order something up and have a bite to eat.
Awesome. I'll get my apron on.
And I see that we've got some customers that probably want to come in and eat too, so we'll get out of their way too.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Jeremy and I went with the traditional menu items. He had the patty melt, and I went for the deluxe bacon cheeseburger. Had I known how large it was going to be, I would have gone with the junior. I might have left room for pie. We asked the Hutchinsons, regulars at Cindy B's, about their lunch favorites.
Oh, it's the same thing every time, the junior bacon cheeseburger and fries.
How about yourself?
I get Cobb salad.
Do you guys ever have pie while you're here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what's your favorite type of pie?
Probably like the chocolate cream.
Probably the chocolate cream.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jeremy Harder, and I'm here with State Senator Michael Von Flatern of Senate District 24, and you're actually the chairman of the Highway and Transportation Military Affairs Committee. And we're here today to just talk about some of the things going on with the transportation systems throughout the state. First off, I mean, we're kind of almost a year now into the fuel tax increase. Michael, if you want to talk a little bit about that and give us an update at where we're at on that.
Yes, well, last few months we've actually had, we are actually just a month short of being a year. We're collecting approximately $75 to $80 million additional revenue due to that 10-cent raise on the fuel tax. And of that, WYDOT, your state system, will receive about $45 million, and then locals, county and cities, towns, will receive the difference. So, and they all have to use it on the roads. None of it can be used for any other construction projects, all road projects. In fact, since WYDOT already had in place all their engineering and administration, this increased that by 0. So they're spending all 45 to 50 million, depending on how the tax, how much revenue we do raise. They're spending it all on road construction. Every penny is going down in pavement. Not a penny of it's being used for admin.
And Senator, you've obviously been very involved throughout the state as far as getting some of these new roads and expanded roads and things. One road in particular that you've been kind of focusing on in recent years is Highway 59.
Yes.
And you've accomplished some things through that already. We have some more passing lanes and 4 lanes south of Gillette a little bit. But talk about what has been done and maybe what you hope to see be done on that particular road.
Highway 59, not only for the safety aspect, which is 90% of why we want to expand it to a 4-lane divided highway. We had a tragic accident just a couple weeks ago. Whether that one could have been avoided or not is debatable. But at least in the case of why they were out there and what they actually why they had the traffic stopped, if you'd been on a divided 4-lane highway, traffic probably wouldn't have been stopped. But the accident could have still happened. Construction site accidents, actual stopping of traffic will continue no matter what road it is, but in most cases on a divided 4-lane you can actually switch lanes and they won't have to stop. It also goes to plowing snow. You have room to get around the plow, or the plow has room to do its job without running into cars or slowing all the traffic down. But besides the safety aspect, there's this economic development aspect of it. And the economic development aspect of this in particular is that we have an Interstate 25 in Douglas and we have an Interstate 90 in Gillette. And by connecting those two with a good 4-lane divided highway, whether we can raise the speed limit or not, which we believe we could, would just be economic development for this region. Now when you want to drive from Denver and go to North Dakota, your choices are to come up a 2-lane highway for 110 miles to get to Gillette, to drop over on an interstate, then to go back up on a 2-lane. Right now we could at least take 110 miles out of that trip and make it a 4-lane divided highway, possibly with 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. So there's economic development to it. More truck traffic. Unfortunately, that people may look at that as a negative, but the fact is that's economic development. When you can build truck stops, when you can deliver products easily and quickly, and hopefully for less cost.
And it is already a very busy stretch of road, so adding those lanes will just make that much simpler.
Yes. Anybody that drives it from 6 a.m. to about 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., and then back again around 4 p.m. to 6:30, 7 p.m., yes, very busy road.
Very busy. So, and then another thing, though, talking a little bit about speed limits and things, in this last legislative session, you kind of upped the speed limits on certain parts of the roads.
Yes, Representative Speaker Tom Lovenow was actually the author of the bill, and I was one that carried it in the Senate. And it was quite humorous in many respects. People were going, "What are you doing?" And we're saying, "We're just making it legal for what you do today." About everybody drives about 79 miles an hour to stay below the getting a ticket, but driving over the 75 posted. So what this will do will change miles that, once again, WYDOT has the engineering ability, and they do the surveys and they determine whether or not this stretch of highway could go that fast. You could drive 80 miles an hour safely on this stretch. And so they've been through almost all the interstates now. It's incredible how fast. I think they already had this done in their back pocket because they've already come back with the miles. And we're going over 40% and approaching 50% of all interstate mileage. So you've got around 1,000 miles somewhere in this group, and they have 400 and some miles identified as being able to repost them to 80 miles per hour. Good thing is they're not doing it with, for 4 miles and then put a speed trap at the end of it because it goes back down to 75. They are looking for things that are 30 and 50 miles long. Long stretches that they can just change the speed limits, put 80 miles per hour up there, and you can drive whatever you drive.
Okay, sounds good. Nice to know.
Yeah.
And when are they going to start seeing those speed limit changes? Or I guess
we're thinking the posting is going to start this summer, late summer, where they'll actually they can't do it till the old 75's physical sign comes down and a new 80 goes up. So look forward late summer.
Sounds great. Well, Michael, thank you for joining me today.
We're here in Moorcroft today, and we're with Adelita Gerstner, and she did something that not many people in the nation have done. Why don't you tell us what you did?
So I won the Doodle for Google contest for Wyoming, state winner.
So there was one winner for the entire state of Wyoming?
Yeah.
Do you know how many other students participated?
I remember the guy who was promoting from this state said there's about 340 other people who entered, but yeah, and I was the one who came out on top for the state.
And so your design for the Google Doodle, how did you come up with it? What was your inspiration for it?
Well, for art, I've been really working on trees and stuff, and so I was sitting there and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this Google thing. And then I drew it out of trees, and then my friend was like, Addie, you're supposed to have a theme to go with it. And then I didn't want to have to restart, so I just put a theme with the sketch. So it's just me fooling around.
So what did you win when you were chosen as one of the 50 Google Doodlers?
So what Google gave each state runner was they flew all of us to California in Palo Alto by the Stanford College, and we all got to go spend a day at the Google headquarters and do a bunch of fun stuff there. And they gave all of us a goodie bag that had like the newest Android tablet in it and a bunch of Lego stuff, because one of the judges was one of the Lego creators, and he's one of the people who does all the stuff with Lego. So they did a bunch of Lego stuff, and then and they paid for all of our stuff down there, and they basically gave us a fun free vacation trip to California.
Do you plan on continuing in any other artistic endeavors?
Yeah, whatever I can get my hands on, I'm going to try to compete in and see how well I can do in those.
What's your favorite format or media to work in?
I love acrylic paints. Acrylic paints are so much fun, and those are what I use most of the time is acrylics.
What did you use when you were creating the design for Google?
I used acrylic paint, and I also used some old-fashioned ink with an ink pen.
Unfortunately, Adelita's doodle was not the overall winner of the contest. You can see her doodle, along with all the other submissions, at www.google.com/doodle4google.